Hi there, I'm Jennifer Moss with Order Up. This week we head back to Reserve Wine and Food to continue our conversation with head chef Luke Verhulst. You may have seen some of the food served up here, but there's another aspect that Chef Luke says makes Reserve a bit different. While numerous restaurants are farm to table, he says not everyone is a whole animal butcher, and he explains in this edition of Order Up.
As a chef, I feel like I'm, moving to that role as like a steward of the land kind of thing. I'm helping the farmers bring it to the people, trying to keep it as local as possible.
Chef Luke Verhulst is taking farm to table to a whole new level. In addition to being the head chef at Reserve Wine and Food, he's what's called a whole animal butcher. He says there aren't many around the country, and surely perhaps only a handful here in West Michigan.
We start with a whole animal. We break it down into primals, which is the smaller groups, and then from there we go into individual cuts. A lot of people don't understand that to get something like a filet mignon, that's a 1 to 2 pound piece of meat that's coming off of a 1,200 pound animal. So for people to have a filet on the menu, that's lots and lots and lots of animals that have to die to give you that one cut of meat. So we're trying to have a rotational cut, moving different things, putting different dishes on, utilizing the whole parts of the animals so that it's not going to waste.
Chef Luke grew up hunting, which he says helped shape his career.
My uncle was an outdoorsman. I spent a lot of time in Newaygo growing up. We would go hunting, we would go foraging. It was a real connection to nature, which has been with me my whole life. It's something I really enjoy doing. Hunting led me to where I am today. I think that's a big thing. I learned how to butcher a deer when I was 8 years old. I learned to have reverence for what we were doing, the animal that we were breaking down. It was nourishment for us, and it resonated with me, and it still does. So I took that and graduated high school. My first job was in a kitchen, and I fell in love with it, and I haven't looked back.
Chef Luke says he takes what he's learned in his early days and applies it to being a whole animal butcher.
I didn't go to school for this. I taught myself how to do it. There's information readily available for you, so if you just take the plunge, it's not so scary. And we have a great local butcher shop that I actually work pretty closely with. He sources a lot of things for me. Louis Earl, the owner is Matt Smith. He's been a really great resource for me. He led me to a new pig farmer, which I didn't know about. He's out in Coopersville. Very passionate about what he does. He's a 3rd or 4th generation farmer, I think. He had always grown commodity pork. That's what he knew, and he saw this trend, this health trend of bringing back old heritage breeds that we've kind of weeded out through the years through like agricultural development and the Industrial Revolution. So now he's raising heritage Berkshire hogs, and they're beautiful. He grows all of his own non-GMO feed on his farm, so we know exactly what's being fed to the pigs. We know the life they're living. We know their names sometimes,
And so the source, and that is why that is important. And you get the whole animal, and it really serves economically too.
It lasts me a lot longer. I can buy it at a lower rate because I'm doing the value-added labor that's happening. I'm doing the cutting. I'm separating individual steaks, kind of thing. So I can buy a ribeye for the same price that you would buy, a sirloin, kind of thing.
But it's also helping our local farmers, and that's key.
That's what's most important for me.
For this edition and others, you can always find Order Up in our digital studios at WGVU.org. So stay tuned next week for another edition of Order Up.
Support for WGVU Digital Studios Order Up provided by Spartan Nash. Spartan Nash, taking food places. More at spartannash.com.